Okay, here we go. I've done one of these in a while, but want to get through this. And yeah, I just had a lot going on in personal life, man. So I haven't really felt motivated. But again, I want to get through all these PDFs somehow and get back to the videos, I guess, which seems to be what everybody likes using. So I would rather just sit and watch the videos, I think, than hear me read this shit. But again, this is something I need to get through. And let's see if I can find this thing because, all right, there it is. All right. So I did go over this before, but I deleted the video. I think I hit a wrong button and it got nuked. So that didn't pan out. So this is all regurgitated stuff. I read this before, but just to have it cataloged here, I'm gonna read this again. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. All right. Oh shit. This is PDF 14. 14. I'm not even sure how many PDFs are in this second, was this the release number 3, I think. Shit. Gotta get through this. I get back to the videos. Videos at least are a little more entertaining. Oh, let's see. Okay, approximately 2210, October 1st, Officer Ulrich was operating Mark Gang Enforcement Unit. Who cares? Was on a ride along with gang investigators at HQ. We were listening to radio traffic reference an active shooter going on. I hate how they use that word reference, but whatever. We immediately left HQ. My partner and I accidentally split up. I drove a gang enforcement patrol SUV from headquarters. I arrived at the area shortly after the call came out. Ran from Tropicana and the Boulevard to the Luxor Obelisk. As the final shots, unknown to me at the time, were being fired, I assisted directing people across the street to a safer location, which was directly to the west Route 91 concert. When the shooting stopped, provided cover for approximately 70, 80 people to run northbound from Luxor to get them to the safer area. Shortly after, I provided my cat tourniquet to an unknown firefighter to apply on a female, then kept moving. I located several CCAG. Oh, God, I hate saying that word too. That's nails on a chalkboard to me. Patrol officers, along with a sergeant, call sign the 11. We formed strike team outside Luxor. We're going to go inside to clear the bottom floor, crossing the Mandalay Bay to avoid the direct line of sight from the unknown number of gunmen involved in the incident. Prior to entering the Luxor, I located a possible explosive device in the back of the black Audi Q5 parked at Luxor Valet. All right. Damn, that thing was an Audi. That was an Audi self-driving. That's crazy. Uh, Possible explosive device was a large gray plastic pipe with multicolored wires sticking out of it, along with additional wires sticking out of the trunk area. Advised command post of the device. After advising them, armor was dispatched to the area. Device turned out to not be an explosive. That's interesting. Like, there's a pipe with wires sticking out of it. I mean, I saw the picture. I don't remember what it looked like, man. I never really cared too much about that, but that's crazy. Have a little fucking made it look like a pipe bomb. Let's see. Shortly after this, we helped secure Luxor property, approximately 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's see. More gang unit guys. Body worn camera available. That's good. 10-1, approximately 10:05. Officer Buffelli and Officer Espadas were operating as Mark Gang Enforcement Unit, whatever, when we responded to the shooting near the Route 91 Harvest Festival at Las Vegas Boulevard in Giles. Officer Spadas and I parked at a distance at Reno and Haven Street in order to deploy my rifle and plate carrier. Shots were still being fired upon arrival. And we were not sure where the shooting was coming from. We observed hundreds of people running eastbound in a panic as multiple victims with gunshot wounds approached our vehicle. The first male to approach us was being carried by two people with a gunshot wound to the back of his leg. They were trying to tie a shirt around his wound. I told him disregards. I applied my personal tourniquet above his wound after applying latex gloves. Thanks for sharing. More victims approach. Officers reference an ambulance. Jeez, what the fuck does that even mean? So I had them staged on the sidewalk, passed out a handful of latex gloves, those who could provide first aid. A medic continued to provide aid to those we had triaged on the sidewalk. As Officer Espadis joined a strike team that was approaching southbound on Haven Street from Reno. We later left their stack and continued bounding towards Las Vegas Boulevard. Within 10 minutes or so, we were able to cross over the boulevard and make entry into the House of Blues inside the Mandalay Bay. We joined Sergeant strike team, who were giving verbal commands to non-compliant subjects exiting the elevator area. Non-compliant subjects exiting people exiting the elevator saying, "Yeah, fuck you." Let's see. We were then tasked with protecting 1,200 plus guests who were sheltered and placed in place inside the Michael Jackson Theater from any further threats. We then assisted with organizing evacuations from the theater to the buses that were staging in the West Alley. I don't think I've ever seen that body cam because I don't remember a body cam inside the Michael Jackson Theater. I thought all those cameras that we had were cell phone cameras. That could be wrong. Let's see. What else we got? Officer Featherstone. All right. Holy shit, this is a big one. Fuck. I don't know if I'm even ready for this. I haven't fucking dealt with it. I haven't thought about this shit in a while. Let's see. Officer Featherstone, working in 156 Sam Easy over traffic control. The Route 91 Festival at the intersection of Reno and Las Vegas Boulevard. I was on the west side of Las Vegas Boulevard, directing traffic for pedestrians going to and from the festival. I then heard what sounded like shots being fired, but it then stopped and believed it to possibly be fireworks. I then was looked around. All right, good grammar, bro. I then was looked around, trying to see where the sound had possibly came from. When I then heard several more shots being fired. I then heard on the radio that we had several subjects shot inside the festival. I heard the shots still being fired, and I yelled at people crossing Las Vegas Boulevard to run westbound on Reno, get out of the area. Officer Beeson, who was also working traffic control, same location, and was in the center median of Las Vegas Boulevard with his vehicle, as parked in the median, yelled he needed me. Ran over to Officer Beeson, who stated that he had a rifle and needed me to drive him. After Officer Beeson put on his tack vest, got his rifle, we got into his vehicle and heard that the shots were possibly coming from the Mandalay Bay. I then drove on the far west side of Las Vegas Boulevard, straight up to the intersection of West Mandalay Bay Road, and parked on northeast corner of the Mandalay Bay property. I and Officer Beeson then got out of the vehicle and ran to cover, worked our way forward, trying to get close enough to locate where the shots were coming from. As we were advancing forward, we could see about halfway up on the far north side of Mandalay Bay, a large amount of smoke coming from a window, along with the sound of more shots being fired. Let's see, Officer Beeson attempted to get on the radio to call out where the shooter was located, but was unable to. We then kept advancing, trying to stay behind cover as much as possible until we then went under a cover to a lower level that was covered and were able to make it to the lower level of Mandalay Bay. That was a crazy sentence. Once inside the hotel, we attempted to locate security, but were unable to find any. I make contact with an employee who tried calling security on the phone, but stated they weren't answering. We then made our way up the escalators to the next floor, looking for elevators or stairs. On our way up the escalators, a security guard then ran up behind us and stated that the shooter was possibly on the 32nd floor and that he would take us up the elevators. All three of us made it to the elevators and went up to the 32nd floor. Once on the floor, We found several security personnel were already there. Security stated that the shooter was in the suite at the end of the hallway, but that the shooter had shot several rounds down the hallway, hitting one of the security guards in the leg. Officer Beeson got on the radio and gave the floor and room number of the shooter. Okay. All right. Well, I guess he could have, but should have already known which room number it was at this point. Yeah, they should have at this point, because that would have been 10:17 or around there. Let's see. Security guard that was hit stated it was in his calf, but he was okay and that it wasn't bleeding that bad. Security also stated that the doors to the room were possibly barricaded. Security said that there were stairs that came out. So security also stated that the doors of the room were possibly barricaded. Now, is that like misrepresentation of the bracket? Or is that possibly Jesus thinking that the cart outside of the room? But then we have to suspend belief, or, well, we have to basically say Jesus was lying and, saying that the cart was part of the barricading. But I don't know. I guess it could have been someone else saying it. Security, they didn't say Jesus. Security said that there were stairs that came out right by the door to the suite, but the doors had also had a bracket of some kind on it, so they were unable to open the door. So now we're talking about the bracket and separate. So, where did the barricading come from? Officer Beeson then asked about a food cart that was located just in front of the room in the hallway near the door, but security stated that they don't know why the cart was there and that it shouldn't be there. Why shouldn't it be there? Like, what's wrong with having a cart in the hallway? Whatever. I and Officer Beeson, hey, what's up? I and Officer Beeson then talked about what we should do, which we both thought we should advance. Crazy motherfuckers. As it was unknown if the shooter was still shooting or not. It was then that we observed several other officers come from another hallway. So I can't remember. These guys, they come up the... I can't remember how they came up. I think they came up through the... service? I don't know. I have to watch the cam eventually here. Once all the officers were there, we told them that security had just told us what security had just told us. And we split into teams, got keys to open all doors from security. We then all went over a plan that we were going to advance and clear every room as we went to get people out. We had several officers with rifles, so they went first, held cover on the suite at the end of the hallway. We then started clearing rooms, advancing down the hallway. Yeah, we saw the film. We know how this plays out. After several rooms, we stopped and rested while talking about how far to advance. Let's see, because if the doors were barricaded, we wouldn't be able to get into the room. God, a lot of barricading talk here. After a short time, SWAT officer arrived and came up to us and stated to hold where we were, and that other SWAT officers were making their way to the stairs that were right by the suite. While waiting for other officers to get into place, we advanced to the next set of doors, cleared them, and found that one of the rooms had a small baby that was all alone. However, the people in the room directly across the hallway stated that they needed to get the baby that was in that room. SWAT officer grabbed the baby. That's crazy. You walk in the middle of this shitstorm and you fucking walk in, there's this baby all by itself. What the fuck? That's crazy. Surprised someone didn't go to jail for that shit. Or lose that kid. Let's see. The SWAT officer grabbed the baby, and people from across the hall and the people from across the hall sent them up the hallway to get out. We didn't wait until other officers arrived. He totally glanced over like all the other people that came out of the hallway. Just focused on this one. We then waited until the other officers arrived in the stairwell just outside the suite. And we then had SWAT snipers arrive and set up in the hallway with us. That's crazy. because I don't remember seeing any. I don't remember seeing any of those guns in there, but could be wrong. Let's see. Once the other officers arrived, SWAT officers with us stated they were going to breach the door and to get behind cover and plug our ears. They then breached the door, waited to see if there was any response. After a short time, the officers in the stairwell went into the suite, and we advanced to the next set of doors and cleared them out. The officers state that they had one suspect down in the room. SWAT then stated that they were going to breach another door that was in the room, so we took cover again. After the breach went off, we advanced to the last set of doors and cleared the rooms, which we don't see, which is kind of lame. SWAT then stated they were clear in the room and that they wanted officers to go through a recheck every room. Fuck. We then rechecked all the rooms, cleared and evacuated all the other rooms and the entire floor. SWAT and detectives stay on the suite to secure it, and myself, Officer Beeson, another officer stayed in the central corridor of the floor near the elevators with security to secure the entire floor. Body-worn camera was activated, but the battery started dying sometime during the incident, but it is unknown when. All right. That's crazy. The batteries don't fucking last that long. What's wrong with them? Interesting. All right. Let's see. What is this? This is CCAG. Narrative. 10-1. I was attending Route 91 Harvest Festival while off duty. I was attending the concert with my fiance and my friend. I was unarmed due to the venue not allowing off-duty officers to bring weapons into the facility. My firearm was secured inside my vehicle along with my tactical vest, which was parked in a dirt lot southeast of the venue. I was unable to make it back to my vehicle to retrieve those items during the incident. I think that would be the first thing I'd go for, but all right. Details listed below are actions I took during the event. Now we're going to find out why he didn't make it. All right. Let's see. During the final performance, Jason Aldean took stage. Yeah, we know how that plays out. Let's see. The three of us were standing on the grass area on the east side of the stage near the fence that separates the stage from the crowd. So, east side stage. Okay. That's VIP, I think. There's barely any room to move due to the amount of people that were in the area watching the performance. Around the end of the fourth song, I heard approximately 3 loud pops, which I believe to be the first to be firecrackers. At first, to be firecrackers. I looked around to see if I could spot where it's coming from. I remember seeing smoke near the center of the crowd on the east side of the stage. Thinking that is where the firecrackers were set off. I continued watching them, and I'll bet you anything that's somebody with a fucking vape. Anyway, a few short moments later, I heard another round of pops, and this time I knew something wasn't right. I recognized the sound to be more consistent with gunfire than a firecracker. As the second round of pops went off, I remember seeing the crowd start to become uneasy. People began looking around and asking what the sound was. I did not want to create a panic, but I knew that I needed to start having people clear the area. I told my fiance and our friend, along with the people in our area, that we needed to start walking to the east and that we needed to find an exit. As I began to try to move people, I heard rapid gunfire. I immediately thought that there was an active shooter inside the venue, thinking the shooter was near due to how loud the gunfire was. I immediately shoved my fiance and our friend to the ground, laid on top of them in an attempt to shield them. I told them as soon as it stops, referring to gunfire, to get up and that we can't stay here. As shots continued to be fired, I looked up and scanned around the venue to try and spot where the shooter was. Directly behind us, saw a female who was bleeding from the face and neck area and appeared to be suffering from a gunshot wound. There was a ton of commotion going on at this time, and the female was lying on the ground and being trampled on by people attempting to escape the area. I did my best to cover the female. Another male who was near us picked the female up, began to carry her east through the venue. Let's see, so south. Yeah, okay. All right. At this point, it's 2 rounds of gunfire that had went off. I wonder if that's the girl that got picked up by the Yeah, I don't know. Could be the girl got picked up by the two dudes and brought over to the bleacher area, because we do see that in one of the cameras. Let's see. At this point, there was 2 rounds of gunfire that had went off in very close time frames. After a second round of gunfire went off, I lifted my fiance and friend up and began to push them east towards Coca-Cola Suites. As we were moving, I remained. Oh no, they're okay east. Okay, so I'm turned around. I'm all turned around. So they're on the other side over there, east towards Coca. Yeah, okay. Huh. As we were moving, I remained hunched over both of them, doing my best to cover them while also keeping an eye out for any possible shooters. This time, I thought there were multiple shooters inside the venue. I remember hearing multiple gunshots going off at what sounded like the same time. In hindsight, I realized I was hearing the initial gunshots followed by the bullets striking the metal Coca-Cola suites. All right. As we got to the east side of Coca-Cola Suites, another round of gunfire erupted. This time I could hear the bullet striking near us and hitting the metal object we were standing behind. Still thinking there was multiple shooters inside the venue, I thought we were getting close to where one of the shooters was due to there being so many people running and shoving people. There was nowhere for us to go. Again, laying on top of my fiance and our friend in an attempt to shield them from gunfire, I told them if I got hit, stay under me and do not move. As I was laying on top of them, people were trampling over the top of us, trying to escape the area. I believe at this point, I received an injury to my right knee. I did not notice my knee was injured until later that evening, so I am unable to pinpoint when the injury actually occurred. Once gunfire stopped, again, I looked around, did not see any shooters. Quickly got everyone up and began to move north along the east side of the Coca-Cola Suites. We finally found an exit on Giles Street and began to run eastbound, where we had to crawl through a hole in a fence. It's not okay. Well, it's not how you spell hole in that instance, but whatever. In a fence led to a dirt parking lot. Yeah, that's right. Last time I tried to look all this up, that's why I deleted this, because it just was kind of convoluted. I couldn't figure out where he was talking about this hole in the fence and all sort of bullshit, but whatever. As we were running, I spotted a white female who was sitting on the ground, leaning on a white SUV. The female was suffering from multiple gunshot wounds to her chest. I quickly assessed her and realized she was. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I know exactly where this is. Um, this is way up the street. He skipped a lot. Um, realized she was deceased. There was still gunfire going off this time, so I told people who were standing around the victim to run. And this person got to the hospital because this person was not pronounced dead there. Because yeah, I did look on a map. This was up street past where the whole Melissa Ramirez Memorial is and all that shit. It's what is that, Reno or something, or is that Giles? I don't even know. We continued running eastbound through the parking lot when a truck drove by us. As it slowed down, I assisted my fiance and our friend into the tailgate of the truck and I jumped in behind them. Working in Convention Center Area Command, I knew the area and I knew routes that would lead us out of the area. As we were driving, I was giving the truck driver directions. I noticed a large group of people were running east towards the airport hangar, which I knew led to a dead end where they would be cornered with nowhere to go. I told the driver to drive towards a group of people, and I began yelling at everyone to run back westbound towards Haven Street. I then directed people to run southbound on Haven, knowing that would lead people away from the dead end. Directed truck driver south on Haven, had him drive through a parking lot and over a dirt hill, which led us out onto Las Vegas Boulevard. At this point, I did not hear any more gunfire going off. Directed the driver to South Central Area Command so I could possibly grab some gear and go back to assist however I could. I met up with a sergeant who was at the entrance gate to South Central Area Command. He informed me that there was reports the shooting was coming from Mandalay Bay. The sergeant then said there was reports of active shooters all over the strip. At this point, I realized I needed to get my fiance out of the area because it was still unsafe. I directed the driver to the I-15 entrance near Town Square Mall. Once we entered the freeway northbound on the I-15, we hit traffic that was at a dead stop because you guys shut down the freeways. While in traffic, I saw numerous SWAT, unmarked, and medical vehicles attempting to get through traffic in the emergency lane. Traffic was blocking all the emergency vehicles from getting through. I immediately jumped out of the tailgate and ran to the lead emergency vehicle, who was a Metro officer, and showed him my badge. I told him to follow me as I began to run northbound on the freeway. As I was running, this guy's crazy. I remember reading this. This guy's nuts. Let's see. As I was running northbound, I was identifying myself as a police officer to every vehicle that was blocking the emergency lane. Sorry, this thing makes noise. Let's see. I directed traffic to move vehicles as needed, enough to get all the emergency vehicles through traffic. Ran northbound on the freeway, doing this for approximately 2 miles until the emergency vehicles were able to get through traffic. On the way back to the truck, I noticed vehicles again had begun blocking the emergency lane. Knowing more emergency vehicles would be coming, I held up my badge every 100 yards or so and yelled for help. I asked numerous citizens to help me and explained to them I needed to spread out along the emergency lane and keep vehicles from blocking the lane. I had a few hundred citizens that without hesitation assisted me spread out along. Can you got a bunch of people just to walk around the freeway? It's awesome. Awesome, dude. These days we call that a BLM protest. Kept it open for emergency vehicles. Without those citizens' help, it would have been, a much longer delay in getting emergency personnel to the scene. While I'm making my way back to the truck, my fiance was in. I spotted another truck with numerous people in the tailgate. I ran over to check on them, noticed the entire tailgate was filled with blood. There was a person who had multiple gunshot wounds lying in the truck. I attempted to give aid until an ambulance finally made it through traffic to the truck, along with Nevada Highway Patrol? Yeah, Nevada Highway Patrol. Officer, the person did not survive. So, he didn't say where he was shot, so we don't know who that would be. Knowing the ambulance would be needed for victims who were still alive, I escorted the ambulance southbound on I-15 and got them through traffic back onto Las Vegas Boulevard. For approximately 30 minutes, I remained on the freeway assisting in getting emergency vehicles through traffic until he stopped. At this point, found our way out of the area. We were picked up by family. I finally made it out of the area around 3:30 to 4 in the morning. That was the extent of my involvement for that night. Returned to work the following shift at South Central to assist in normal duties. Fun times. This guy had a good night. Shit's crazy. Running around on freeways. Okay, what the fuck do we have here? Mass shooting and investigative services division, approximately 22:15. Detective Jay Costello was at home in bed when I began to receive multiple text messages about an active shooter incident that was occurring. Upon reviewing text messages, I learned that there was an active shooter incident occurring at the Route 91 Music Festival near the Mandalay Bay Casino. Quickly turned on my department-issued radio and discovered the information was accurate and that the officers and civilians were actively being fired upon by an unknown suspect or suspects. The radio traffic indicated the action was going on and could possibly be the actions of multiple suspects. I immediately began getting ready to respond to the incident. A short time later, I was notified via text message from my superior, Sergeant Whiteley, that my team, CIU, whatever that is, one was to respond to the strip and assemble a command post located at South Central Area Command. Upon arrival, I placed my TAC vest and department-issued helmet on and reported to the staging area. A short time later, my entire team, plus contingency, arrived, who consisted of the following. And, I don't recognize any of those names. A short time later, after arriving to the staging area, I was designated Strike Team 1, consisting of myself and the above-listed individuals. We are tasked to respond to Mandalay Bay and assist with possible threats might still be active. We were attached to Lieutenant John Leon, who was tasked with setting up a forward operating area for SWAT to work from. That's interesting. Because, SWAT was all over the fucking place. It's weird. All right. This is probably later in the night. Approximately halfway to the hotel, met up with LVMPD SWAT team, and were transported inside of the Bear armored vehicle and driven to the lower Valet, I'm guessing Valley, of Mandalay Bay, where we established a base for operations. Wonder what time that was. Our team established site security and picked up straggler citizens and escorted them to the Mike Jackson Theater, where a group of 1,300 to 1,800 citizens were being staged for safety purposes. That's what you call it. Our team collectively escorted 10 to 20 individuals into the theater. During our time, Lower Valley area, wounded citizen, later identified as Manly Bay security officer. I'm guessing Jesus Campos, maybe a wounded citizen. Yeah, security. Okay, so it had to be Jesus. Exited the hotel, suffering. Wait, when did this happen? During our time. It doesn't say. It just says during our time. But this is our team collectively escorted 10, 20 individuals. So he's talking about like after he's escorted stragglers into the theater. So this will be later at night, I'm guessing. During our time, Lower Valley area, wounded citizen later identified as security officer, guessing Jesus Campos, exited the hotel suffering from a gunshot wound to his leg. I grabbed Jesus and assisted him to a Manly Bay security vehicle that was parked in Lower Valley area. I then had the security officer inside the vehicle drive us to medical staging area, Las Vegas and Russell. Once at medical staging, I assisted Jesus in exiting the vehicle and placed him on a waiting ambulance. After he was under medical care, I had the security officer drive me back to Lower Valley where I rejoined my strike team. So, wonder where that ambulance took him. You know, like what happened to Jesus' story at that point, you know? Because he says he just went to some fucking clinic, like some chicken shit little clinic out there. Um, you know, I would think that ambulance might actually take him to a hospital, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see. A short time later, we're tasked to clear our hotel rooms in Manly Bay, ensuring there were no outstanding suspects, and attempting to locate Officer Hartfield, who at that time was said to be missing. We were given a universal key fob for the hotel doors, and our team then proceeded to clear 4 floors, consisting of approximately 500 individual rooms. We cleared the entire hotel in conjunction with several other teams at the direction of LVMPD SWAT. Once the entire hotel was secured, we returned to the staging area and waited reassignment. At approximately 6:30 in the morning, our team was released from duty. Yeah. All right. Huh. A little bit of Jesus' story there. TR, what is that? Traffic? Yeah, traffic. Okay. Officer Bengal was assigned to special events overtime. Call sign 164 Sam Easy. Working enforcement for the Root Harvest Festival. I was tasked to enforce traffic violations around the venue, specifically vehicles dropping off for the venue, impeding traffic. Oh, that's lame. That's fucked up. You had a fucked up job that night, man. This guy's a douche. That's why people hate cops. I made 32 stops and wrote 40 citations for impeding traffic or speeding. Yeah, or traffic to speeding. That's why people hate cops, bro. People just want to drop off family members, and you're over here giving them tickets and shit. That's fucked up. Finished my last stop at 21:30. Let's see, so 9:30 on Giles for the violation of speed and using cell phone without hands free. Oh man, you got somebody on the cell. That's fucked up. Man, this guy's a dick. I then parked my motor on the back side of the event near Gate 4A and began to count for the total number of violations issued as instructed at briefing. I gave my totals to the command post and met up with Officer Bassett. How many did he write? I made 32 stops and wrote 40 citations. I wonder if that was like his quota for the night, because that's a pretty exact number there. At approximately 21:55 hours, I took Officer Bassett body camera and went to what you took somebody's body camera and went to traffic to drop off our body cameras. Oh, okay. It's not written very well. So their headquarters, I'm guessing. Wow, traffic. I heard the radio traffic, shots fired. with several injuries to the head and chest. I then responded back to the intersection of Russell and Las Vegas Boulevard along with Officer Barker. We began diverting traffic away from the shooter. Ford pickup truck was traveling south with several injured people in the back, and we waved them to continue. Patrol arrived, set up in the north to west turn lane, and I told him to go further south, stop traffic from getting past the welcome sign to welcome to Las Vegas, to stop the traffic from getting past the welcome to Las Vegas. Oh, coming in, I'm guessing. I was going to say, not letting people out, you fucked up. Let's see, Sergeant Price arrived and advised several of us that we were now a strike team. And we then formed up and ran from the intersection of Manly Bay, making entrance at Shark Reef Hall. From there, we cleared the patrons, had them go into the Michael Jackson room. Our team then met with another strike team at the elevators with security personnel. One team then started on the second floor, and another team went above the target floor. Self Officer Barker stayed on the ground floor and secured the elevators. Chicken shit. After SWAT came down, and several teams had cleared the casino floor and relieve us. We then retreated back to the intersection, retreated of Russell and Las Vegas Boulevard. Yeah, well, okay. That guy's not a very good writer. Let's see. What is this? Organization Development Bureau? Organizational Development Bureau. What the fuck is that? That's some bureaucratic bullshit. Somebody needed to fucking give a job to their cousin. This officer's report is being written on behalf of police recruit Ryan Levy. Oh, shit. What happened to Ryan that night? On the night of October 1st, 2017, recruit Levy was in the area of the Route 91 Music Festival visiting his grandmother at her place of employment, which is located to the east of the festival grounds. While with his grandmother, recruit Levy described hearing a series of loud booms echoing off the building to his west. As recruit Levy exited the business to determine the source of the noise. Wait, where was he? Was in the area. It doesn't say where he actually was. Let's see. They don't want to say where he was. What's going on with Levy here, man? Where were you at? What does your grandmother do that she's not supposed to be doing? Let's see. Instinctually and courageously, courageously. God, they love this guy. Recruit Levy grabbed a medical bag from his vehicle and began to run towards the festival grounds. As he was able to then determine that the source of the sounds was automatic gunfire, recruit Levy said he could hear and feel the bullets striking the ground around him. He could feel the bullets striking the ground around him. What the fuck does that feel like? You're crazy. Let's see. As he searched for people in need of assistance. And why is he not writing this himself? Are we going to find that out? Recruit Levy encountered a female with multiple gunshot wounds, applying a tourniquet and attempting to stop the bleeding. Unfortunately, the female suffered a mortal head wound. Oh, fuck me. Hope you weren't fucking applying a fucking tourniquet to the head, man. That doesn't fucking work. But whatever. While recruit Levy was still under fire from the assailant, he attempted to assist more victims. Recruit Levy encountered a male who was attempting to help his wife who had passed away. Recruit Levy was able to console the male, then discovering that the male had also been shot multiple times. Fucking A. Recruit Levy was able to apply initial treatment to the male until he was passed over to paramedics that had arrived, possibly saving his life. This horrific scenario played out multiple times as recruit Levy continued to provide first aid to the many people that had suffered injuries. As a TAC officer at the academy, I recently spoke with Sergeant Everett that was on scene that night, who told me about the recruit that was assisting victims of the shooting. It was determined that it was recruit Levy he was speaking about. The sergeant remarked about his bravery and unselfish desire to help others in the face of danger. Why the fuck am I reading his fucking resume? Throughout the academy, recruit Levy has shown characteristics of a seasoned police officer. Recruit Levy took action on the night of October 1st without hesitation as protector of citizens of Clark County, showing great courage and respect for others. These actions exemplify the value set forth by the I CARE acronym. Whatever, dude. Whatever. That's a little fucked up. I don't know about that one. Why couldn't Levy fucking write this shit out? Is he too fucking shell shocked to be writing this shit? And what was the date on that? We have a date on that report. Oh man, I hate that. Let's see. 11/27. 11/27. So what happened to Levy? Recruit Levy. What happened to Recruit Levy between 10/1 and 11/27 that he couldn't do his own fucking thing? That's weird. That's anyway, it doesn't really matter. Just it's to me that's curious. Okay. What the fuck is this shit? South Central Area Command, CP. Okay, Force Protection Team. Whoa, Force Protection. Here's all the fucking names. So what do we got here? South Central Area Command Post. Let's see, Hank Munson and Lee. That's okay. Those are the people in charge, I'm guessing. And then Force Protection Team number 17. Fryman, Hernandez, Diaspara, Engel, Mermini, Torres, and Beck. I've heard Torres before. In fact, I think Torres does a lot of these interviews. The rest, I know Diaspora I've seen before. All right, whatever. And then some of them are, let's see, team leader, assistant team leader, off duty, Southeast Area Command, on duty, working overtime. Okay. What is this going to be, though? Is this going to be part of the investigation? Let's see. Las Vegas Fire and Rescue Department team. 3 males, 1 female, unknown names or unit number. What is this? What are we about to read? 10/1, approximately. Okay, so yeah, it's just a statement. Sergeant Fryman was in bed at my residence. I hope at your residence. When I began receiving phone calls, text messages stating that otherwise you're in trouble with your wife, that there was an active shooter on the strip. I immediately got dressed and drove in my POV. No, I don't know, whatever. Police officer vehicle, maybe, to Las Vegas Boulevard and parked on the median just north of the Welcome to Las Vegas sign in front of CCAC. My truck contains a truck vault with LVMPD green BD used rifle handgun holsters, magazines with holster. I dressed out on the median and headed to the CP location in the parking lot of South Central Air Command. And we all saw how that plays out. At the CPA, I assembled a team and made contact with Lieutenant Hank and Sergeant Lee, who was acting as Lieutenant Hank's scribe. It's fucking scribe. Oh boy. All right. Cops crazy, man. They got their own fucking scribes. It is the Renaissance or some shit. Let's see. Lieutenant Hank informed me that my team would be whatever, and directed us north to CP to Las Force Protection Team. I don't know why you're assembling a force fucking protection team while somebody's shooting out a window, but whatever. Yeah, okay, whatever. And direct us north of the CP to Las Vegas Boulevard and Russell, where Lieutenant Munson assigned Las Vegas, I'm guessing, Fire Rescue Department, number 7 to our team. Let's see, Force Protection Team number 17, Las Vegas Fire Rescue Department deployed from Las Vegas Boulevard and Russell northbound on foot to Route 91 concert grounds. The team stopped at southwest corner of the fairgrounds as Officer Hernandez and I made entry into the Route 91 concert grounds. Officer Hernandez and I moved northeast through the center of the fairgrounds and made contact with another unknown Force Protection team. The fuck is up with all the Force Protection teams out there? They have that many police shootings that they need fucking a million of these. It was determined at the time that whatever, were needed, that these guys basically were needed at the Manly Bay, where they were requesting a force protection team on fire department's radio channel. The fuck, man? It's weird. Um, force protection team number 17. And Las Vegas Fire, yeah, whatever. Cross westbound across Las Vegas Boulevard to the Manly Bay main valet, where they teamed up with SWAT officers Rothenberger and Fincher. That's interesting. We never saw them in the videos that I know of. And they then systematically cleared the casino level with SWAT officers Rothenberger and Fincher, eventually ending up at the Michael Jackson Theater. Well, maybe we do see him. At the theater, I rendered aid to an unknown number of citizens in the theater. SWAT officers Rothenberger and Fincher broke off from the team at that time. Let's see. Once they finished rendering aid, they exited the Manly Bay on the west side of the building, then assisted evacuations to the buses, staged Manly Bay Road, east of approximately 4:30 in the morning. They all got to go home. Yeah, we know the story. I returned home briefly to see my wife. Then returned to CCAC, begin my shift at approximately 5:45. Oh, that sucks. Into work immediately after. That's fucking lame. Whatever. Let's see. Investigative detectives from Northwest 29 responded to Spring Valley Hospital to identify and interview victims with the active shooter event on 10/1 at approximately, let's see, what is this, 9:15. At the hospital, there were 39 victims, primarily gunshot wounds, and 3 deceased, total of 42 victims. Information on known victims was personally handed to the FIT. Wait. Yeah, okay, whatever. Oh, okay. So this is the FIT, force investigation, versus whatever the fuck this was, force protection. Okay. All right. I'm all fucked up. That's on me. It's early. I'm not thinking straight. 11:22. So a lot of these were done quite a bit later, which is curious, right? Why do you wait that long to do your reports? Wouldn't you do them like right away? So it's fresh in your mind. I mean, maybe they wrote it like earlier than this, and this was just when it was turned in, or this is when this sergeant whatever got to it to file it. I don't know, maybe with all the reports, but it's weird. That seems to be way too long of a delay there. Let's see, Homeland Security. Oh, that's always fun. These fucking people. Let's see, officers involved. Okay, Cody Dunn. Yeah, I don't know any of these fucking names. Yeah, I don't know. Hurtado. Cynthia Hurtado. Let's see, I don't know any of these names. On October 1st, 2017, approximately 22:25. So after the shooting's done, Sergeant Dunn sent a squad text advising of an active shooter incident occurring at the Route 91. Oh, it's great having hiccups when doing this. Let's see. Sergeant Dunn further advised to get our uniforms and equipment ready to respond. Approximately 11 o'clock, Sergeant Dunn advised the list of personnel to meet at Special Investigations Office at HQ. We were brief and respond as a group to the command post, which was located at South Central Area Command. All right. The listed personnel arrived at headquarters and subsequently responded to the CP. Sergeant Dunn notified CP personnel that he had a team ready for deployment. Sergeant Dunn was advised that our team would be deployed as Strike Team 36, but we were advised to stand by for further orders. A short time later, CP advised our strike team to meet with EMS, fire CP personnel, get further instructions regarding our response to a staging area near Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard. While preparing to deploy, we were advised to disregard and stand by for further orders. Yeah, because they didn't want to be there. They were like freaking out over there. Let's see. Ooh, we got redactions. Okay, this will be interesting. Lieutenant Cody responded to the CP and was assigned to sign by whatever and to assist, Captain Pelletier and to assist Lieutenant Hank, staging manager. with coordinating relief for the officers originally assigned to the Route 91 special event, in coordination with Lieutenant Hank and Lieutenant Yatomi. As resource became available, Route 91 event officers were relieved of their posts so they could return to CP at approximately 1:30 in the morning. CP personnel advised Sergeant Dunn and Strike Team 36 personnel to respond to Southern Hills Hospital, where numerous victims were being treated for injuries ranging from gunshot wounds to broken bones as a result of the incident. Sergeant Dunn was further advised to have his strike team personnel conduct interviews of the victims, collect and impound all related evidence, and secure the hospital pending additional victims who may be self-transporting or arriving via ambulance from other area hospitals. Sergeant Fullweiler also responded to the Southern Hills Hospital upon returning to Las Vegas from Phoenix, Arizona, and being made aware of the incident and Strike Team 36's orders from CP. All right, well, what hospital did they go? Southern Hills? Okay. Strike Team 36 personnel subsequently responded to the Southern Hills Hospital and interviewed the following victims. Oh, shit. That's why it's redacted. All right. Okay, well, this is interesting. This person was not present at the Route 91 festival. She was playing craps at the Mirage Casino and injured her leg during subsequent evacuation. As a result of the unfounded active shooter reports that followed the actual active shooter at Route 91 Mandalay Bay. Let's see, stated she was standing near a center bar in front of the main stage. She heard the gunfire but did not see the shooter or the location. Stated it sounded like gunfire was coming from the Mandalay Bay. She injured her left ankle while running away. This person was in the Neon Lounge at the time of the shooting. Heard gunfire. Neon Lounge. Oh, I think it was in the event, wasn't it? Heard the gunfire but did not see the shooter or his location. Stated it sounded like gunfire was coming from the Mandalay Bay. She injured her left ankle while running away. Was not interviewed because she was discouraged prior to our arrival. What? Somebody said don't talk to the cops? What the fuck? That's crazy. Are married and visiting from Oregon. They were standing in the front of the main stage when they thought they heard firecrackers. There was a break, and then they thought they heard firecrackers. Again, at that point, these people saw the performers run off stage. As they turned to run, one of them was shot in the leg simultaneously. An unknown female next to them was shot in the head, fell to the ground. Holy fuck. Stated he observed flashes coming from Mandalay Bay Hotel Tower, approximately 4 floors from the rooftop. So this guy legit might have actually seen the muzzle flash. Let's see. Both stated they heard the gunshots as they were fleeing. Let's see. Stated they fled and hid behind the Coca-Cola Suites located east of the main stage. Stated suites were 3 stories high. They could hear the rounds ricocheting off of the structure while they were hiding. It was later determined was shot in the upper left thigh and had additional bullet fragments in his left calf. Okay. This person, let's see, stated she was with her daughter at the Route 91 Country Harvest Festivals approximately 10:30 at night. And they were in the center of the crowd from the main stage, but it was not 10:30 at night. But whatever, it's all good. Watching Jason Aldean perform, they heard loud bangs, but thought they were fireworks. Jason Aldean continued to perform, so no one in attendance thought anything was wrong. They then said she said she observed Jason Aldean run off stage. People began running. Subsequently ran away from Mandalay Bay and towards Hooters Casino. This person slipped and fell and immediately felt a burning sensation in her left foot. She said the shooting seemed to get louder and felt like rounds were getting closer. Both these people got up off the ground, hid in some bushes, waiting for the shooting to stop. They ran all the way to Hooters Casino and into an unknown room with other people, possibly room 446. They went into the bathroom and realized she had been shot in her left foot and left buttock. Let's see. Subsequently ran towards the Hooters Casino, slipped and fell. Okay. So we don't know where they were when they got hit. All right. Well, can't do much with that. They immediately called 911. I would like to know exactly where it was that they were hit, what area they were in. They immediately called 911, which we probably have that call. And this person was transported to Southern Hills Hospital. This person confirmed her mother's story and said that her phone was dropped at the concert. Stated there may be video of the incident on her cell phone. Citizen purportedly found their cell phone and is keeping in contact with another family member to later return the phone. Neither saw the suspect or knew where the shots were coming from. Let's see. This person stated she was at the Route 91 Country Harvest Festival. Approximately 10 o'clock, Jason Aldean was performing. Said she was sitting in the grass area with friends approximately 100 feet from the main stage. Started hearing bang noises that sounded like BB gun shots. What? Really? Are you fucking serious? I mean, I guess if they were getting, I guess if the rounds were nowhere near these people, yeah. But fuck, man, you got their BB gun shots. That's a fuck. I mean, that's a huge difference, man. That's a huge difference. Okay, whatever. It's fucking yeah, that's nutty. See, initially thought it was part of the concert, but the performer stopped playing and ran off stage. The crowd then began to duck and run away from the shot, and as the shots continued, say the shots sounded far away, and there were a lot of them, which she further described as 10 rounds at a time. She said it almost sounded like multiple shootings at one time, but could not be sure. Said she saw multiple people bleeding and running. Stated she ran towards Hooters Casino in the northeast direction and felt like she got hit by a paintball on the right buttock. Okay, are these same people? Might be the same people. Also saw her right hand and saw blood on it. She finally made it to Hooters Casino and ran into a restaurant. She said 911 was called. She was subsequently transported to Sunrise Hospital. Once she arrived at Sunrise Hospital, hospital personnel advised her they could not treat her until tomorrow because of the sheer amount of victims who were arriving. Fuck me. See, come back tomorrow. I know you just got shot, but come back tomorrow. Let's see. This person stated their boyfriend, Andres, came and picked her up, transported to Southern Hills Hospital. Stated she did not see the suspect, nor see where the shots come from. The aforementioned detectives photographed the injured and secured numerous items of evidence, which included bullets and bullet fragments. So they're already collecting bullet fragments that night. That's kind of insane. Were surgically removed from several other victims, along with several items of bloody clothing the victims were wearing at the time they were shot. Why would you take bloody clothing? These items were later impounded under LVMPD. Yeah, okay. Why would you take bloody clothing, man? Why would you take the clothes? That's pretty fucking lame. On 10-2, approximately 11 in the morning, Strike Team 36 personnel were advised to clear Southern Hills Hospital and secure. Okay, yeah, whatever. End of report. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. SWAT. Brosnahan. Oh my God, it's going to be a fucking bad one. Let's see, how long have I been going here? I don't even know, man. Shit, I don't even know how long this has been. Let's see. Oh, almost an hour. All right, one more. Hi, Officer Brosnahan, operating as a uniformed SWAT officer called sign Zebra 22, did respond to the Manly Bay active shooter event 10-1, 10-15. I was off duty when I received text message from my superior, Sergeant Wiggins, saying that there was an active shooter in Manly Bay, and that I, along with the entire SWAT team, was to respond. I drove an unmarked Metro Vehicle Code 3, logging on as I was en route. While listening to the radio, details were scattered and unclear as to the number of shooters, their locations, and how many locations they had attacked. Rather than pulling up on the Manly Bay directly and into an ambush, Supervisor got on to SWAT 1 radio channel, instructed all SWAT personnel to meet at South Central Area Command to stage and deploy from there. So that explains why SWAT was not all together at the Mandalay Bay. That explains a lot right there. I always wondered that, like, why was Levi and the other fucking guy all by themselves up there, and the rest of the SWAT team didn't show up. So that kind of makes sense. Once arrived, the assistant team leader, SWAT officer Stevens, told me he needed me to deploy as a sniper. So I grabbed my sniper gear, to include my LaRue 308 semi-automatic sniper rifle. I then linked up with SWAT officer Mickelson and drove in his truck to Mandalay Bay. We arrived at the Four Seasons entrance, and I immediately encountered 40 plus civilians taking cover and asked for help. Mickelson and I escorted the Crown to Las Vegas Boulevard and directed them south towards the patrol perimeter. Talk about scored the what? Whatever, dude. I don't know what is that. Is he talking about a Crown Victoria? I mean, what is that? What's Crown? Mickelson and I entered the Four Seasons entrance to Mandalay Bay. We were able to locate an elevator and took it to the 35th floor, the lowest floor that we could get to on that elevator. What? What? No. Right? Am I tripping? No, that's wrong. I mean, what the fuck? What? Oh, okay. All right. They're at the elevator at the Four Seasons side. Okay. Okay. That probably doesn't go past. Yeah. All right. It only goes to the top floors. I'm guessing. So, yeah, there is an elevator. I have video of it. There's an elevator down in the Four Seasons side right there, all kind of by itself. It's kind of in a weird spot, but all right. I didn't realize. Okay, I guess doesn't go to all floors. Okay, well, I guess it makes sense. It's Four Seasons. We entered the hallway and immediately, once on 35th floor, we found stairs, took them down to the 32nd floor. We entered the hallway and immediately to our left found a suite at the end of the hallway with a partially open door. We didn't know if it was the suite the shooter was in. So we entered and cleared the suite, not finding anyone inside. Mickelson and I then made our way to the center rotunda on the 32nd floor and contacted. So they already cleared that area. Okay. And Mandalay Bay employees, they directed us towards suspect suite. Looking down the wing to the suspect suite, we could see at the end of the hallway the double doors to the suite, the left door. As you look at it, had dozens of bullet holes in it. Looking down the wing. Okay. Let's see. Looking down the wing of the suspect's suite, we could see at the end of the hallway the double doors to the suite. The left door, as you look at it, had dozens of bullet holes in it. You would not see that from the center core. I'm sorry, you just wouldn't. So I don't know. It's kind of screwy. We also observed that several patrol and plainclothes officers and one SWAT officer, O'Donnell, were halfway down the suspect hall and taking cover in the hotel room alcove. So he must be talking in like Monday morning quarterback kind of thing here, because yeah, he wouldn't have seen those holes from the fucking unless he had some binoculars, some shit. That would be weird. Mickelson and I ran down the hallway to those officers set up as a sniper team covering the suspect's door. The officers informed us they had not heard gunfire from the room for several minutes. SWAT officer Hancock then broadcast on CCAC. He was entering suspect hallway from the stairwell next to the suspect suite to hang an explosive breach. Mickelson and I covered their movements, so there were more SWAT officers there. All right, so there were more than just the two, I guess. I always thought there were only the two, but I haven't read this far into this. The breach was detonated, and the left door did come free from the hinges, only hanging up on the interior door return. The breach team then tore the door all the way down and slowly entered the suite. Well, no, they didn't, but They must have sometime through the night, because I don't think they did in the beginning, because I thought it was hanging there when we see it in the breach footage, but whatever. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's been a long time to watch that, but it seems to me that door didn't come down right away. Once a second charge went off inside the suite and we heard the discharge of a firearm, Mickelson and I made the decision to enter the suite in case the team ran short of bodies. What does that even mean? Let's see. That means like if everyone's getting shot up and shit, we're gonna go in there to back them up. Is that what that means? Short of bodies? That's crazy. That's a crazy way to word that. By the time we entered the suite and the adjoining room were cleared, and the suspect was found dead inside. Suspect apparently shot himself in the head with a silver revolver. Inside the room, we observed at least 18 AR-style rifles with various type of accessories on them, hundreds of loaded rifle magazines, cameras attached to the backs of the doors. Well, back of one door. Looking through the peepholes, a tube run from the bedroom. A tube run from the the blue fucking whatever. Bedroom of the suite, into the suite, monitors and various other items. There were hundreds of spent shell casings on the suite floor, a sledgehammer, and two broken out windows. Um, okay. One in the main suite and the other in the adjoining hotel room. Okay, you did clear that up. I was gonna say you got to clear that up, bro. Otherwise, people gonna start some shit. Suspect had also run two cameras to a room service card that was still in the hallway. Hancock was able to locate the suspect ID and broadcast the info. I broadcast over SWAT one channel that the suspect had been located, that we used explosive charges, and that the suite was code 4. Suite was then turned over to uniformed patrol officers, and Mickelson and I made our way downstairs to link up with other SWAT personnel to begin looking for additional suspects. We cleared a luggage storage valet area that had several hotel guests. Security and valet workers had taken cover in. Among the group was a security officer that had been shot in the leg on the 32nd floor. I escorted him to our SWAT doctor for treatment. All right, so we get a little more of that story. The team I was with, I guess, then cleared the SPA area, the Manly Bay, spa area, the Manly Bay. Okay, I don't know why you capitalized that, bro, because that's confusing. Finding two employees hiding in the manager's office, we escorted them to safety. We were then tasked, along with the entire SWAT team, to go floor by floor and clear every hotel room in the Manly Bay. Once the rooms were cleared, we all met back at South Central Command to debrief. All right. Fun times. Fun times. All right, what a short one. SWAT. So this guy's a SWAT guy. 10-1, Officer Carrasco, while off duty, received a call out and was activated at approximately 10 o'clock for an active shooter event in the Manly Bay Casino. After receiving a text message from my superior and the communicator, I started en route to the Manly Bay Casino. I responded code 3 in my department vehicle to the designated stage location of South Central Air Command. Upon arrival, I dressed out in my LVMPD SWAT uniform and met up with several other arriving SWAT and search and rescue officers and formed an active shooter strike team. Our team was given direction from the SWAT commander to go to the Manly Bay. Our strike team cleared several floors of the hotel. We did not have any suspect contact. Once the scene was determined safe and turned over to investigators, returned to stage location, attended a debrief. Not too exciting. These are all SWAT guys, so it's kind of interesting. But yeah, they all fucking showed up late. They're late to the party. Let's see, Officer Collingwood, while off duty, they were all off duty too. Received a call out and was activated approximately 10. Yeah, okay. After receiving text message from my superior and the communicator, started. What is this communicator thing? Oh shit! Look who it is, the man himself. How you doing? Once I arrived in the area, I heard reports of another active shooter at New York Casino. I advised CP over the air on SWAT 1 I was making entry to the New York casino. I made contact with a few patrol officers and made entry. It was quickly realized that we didn't have another active shooter here, and I linked up with Sergeant Panucci at Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard. We then linked up and with a patrol. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm all right. We then linked up with a patrol active shooter team and moved on foot from Tropicana and Las Vegas Boulevard to Mandalay Bay Casino. Once at Mandalay Bay, we carried out our mission to secure and make safe Mandalay Bay. Yeah, once it turned safe, we were, yeah, okay, whatever. We know that ends. They all end the same. These fucking SWAT guys. Homeland Security Division. Fucking love it. These fucking guys. 10-1, approximately. Sergeant Todd Mueller, acting as team leader for the LVMPD SWAT Blue Team, received information of a possible active shooter at the Mandalay Bay Hotel. I also received information from Lieutenant Hudler that shooter was possibly in an elevated position and that we were to meet at South Central Area Command. I passed this information over the radio of SWAT 1 to the responding SWAT officers. Once I arrived at South Central Area Command, I met up with Lieutenant Hudler to receive any additional information he may have. Lieutenant Hudler advised me he had nothing more and that he was heading to the command post. I then got my assistant team leader, SWAT officer Kevin Stevens, and quickly divided the SWAT operators into several active shooter teams. Once the teams were established, I contacted command posts and advised them that we were heading to the Mandalay Bay. Lieutenant Hudler copied me and advised me that he did not have any hard intelligence yet as to where the shooting was coming from or where the shooter was located. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? The team then started northbound Las Vegas Boulevard towards Mandalay Bay. When we reached the front entrance of the Four Seasons, we made our way through the interior of Mandalay Bay to avoid being seen by a suspect. This time, we still didn't know for sure where the suspect was or if there's more than one suspect. I started to receive information from the command post and patrol officers were on the 32nd floor and that we had SWAT. Okay, so these guys got there quick. That we had SWAT personnel on the 32nd floor as well. My team made our way to the elevators in the main lobby of the Mandalay Bay in an attempt to get up to the 32nd floor. Communications with the command post and the area command channel were very broken up due to the interior of the hotel. We heard broken traffic on the area command channel that possible suspects were coming down the elevators. Holy shit, that'd be crazy. Wow. Might light your nuts up. We set up we set up in the main lobe, which I'm guessing is lobby. But lobby is not spelled Lobe. Let's see, near the elevators and waited for the suspects. During this time, we received information from the command post. Another active shooter was occurring at the New York Hotel. One of the other SWAT teams then came over the air and said that they were heading to the New York Hotel to assist. My team stayed at the Mandalay Bay to address possible suspects coming down the elevator. After several minutes, command post informed us that the information about the suspects coming down the elevators was unfounded. And that the elevators were all now shut down. Okay. I don't remember hearing that before, man. Shit coming down the elevator. The team that responded to the New York returned to the Mandalay Bay after finding out the information about the active shooter at the second location was also unfounded. Both teams then met up with a security officer for Mandalay Bay who unlocked the interior door leading to the stairs. Both teams moved up the stairs to the 32nd. Wow. Holy shit. You walked up to the 32nd floor. It's fucking hardcore. As we were making our way up the stairs, we received information that the teams on the 32nd floor had already made entry in the suspect's room. Yeah, I would think so with the amount of time it would take to fucking walk up those things. And that suspect was down. These guys got a workout that night. Officer Stevens and I divided up the teams to clear each floor. As floors were being cleared, nothing additional was located. We cleared from 25th floor to the roof. The command post ordered us to leave one team on the roof to hold that position, so I did. All right. I then received instruction from Lieutenant Hudler in the command post to set up a forward staging area. I told him that it would be the east-facing valet area of the Manly Bay. Once all teams were in the valet area, I received direction from Lieutenant Hudler to organize several teams with medical personnel from the fire department to clear every door and every room. Fun times. A Manly Bay security guard gave Officer Stevens multiple master keys. Nice. They just gave those things out like fucking candy that night. And I divided them up amongst several teams. Once all the teams were sent upstairs, all the rooms were cleared. Nothing additional was found. We returned the master keys to Manly Bay security. All of the teams from SWAT then returned back to South Central Area Command for an operational debrief. Now, I'm wondering if those keys are actually different or if they're just reprogrammed room keys, because we do have in the door logs that somebody tried, or there was some sort of business about a smart key. And yeah, I wonder if that's what these were. Oh, shit. Okay, well, it's short. I'll keep going for a little bit. See, October 1st, I received a phone call from home that there was an active shooter situation going on at the Strip. Immediately, I got dressed from home and self-deployed to McCarran Airport. So there's a dude shooting on the Strip. I'm going to the airport. What the fuck? Arrived at McCarran Airport simultaneously with Lieutenant Noah Grimm, who also self-deployed. At that point, myself, Grimm, Joe Simmons grabbed our tactical gear and vehicle and went to the west side of the airfield. Once we got to the west side of the airfield, I made contact with some strike team officers and got a brief in which they told us there were hundreds, still inside the west side hangars. We also came in contact with 50 plus concert goers from Route 91 concert inside the Atlantic Aviation Terminal. Some were injured from trying to get away from the shooter at the Manly Bay, some with no shoes or shirts. We immediately tried to find transportation for the victims who ran. For a large portion of the night, myself, Lieutenant Grimm, Lieutenant Weisskopf, and Sergeant Simmons had to clear many hangars and business offices that were damaged by concert goers trying to get away from the shooting. We had cleared dozens of hangars, door to door, top to bottom, found dozens of broken windows, gates, doors, and from people trying to hide. We also found a large blood trail going through a business on airport property from people trying to get away and find cover. We continued through the night into the morning, making sure there were no injured victims inside the hangar or businesses. All right, so that key. Let me get to my next point here because I'm not going to read anymore. But let's see. The reason I talk about that, and the only reason I question that, is okay, let's get rid of this. Let's go to quickly here because I don't want to be on here all night doing this. Let's see. That's the final. Okay, we don't need to share audio, so who cares? All right, so this bullshit. Let me find it. This is always a shit show when I try to do this because the way they did the door logs are just lame. They did not make anything easy on this stuff. All right, so let's twist this. Let's see, go boom, boom. Okay, let's tone this down a little bit. We're still not straight. Let's get this straight. Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it though. That's the problem. Is I don't remember exactly what date when this was. Let's see. No, it would be up here. No access to this room. No access to this room. I think it was on. God, when was it? Shit. I should know this, man. I've argued this a million times, but it's interesting to me. Let's see, let's see, gift card accepted, accepted, accepted. Let's see, accepted. No access this room, no access this room. Okay. And I don't even remember which room it was on, but I believe it's 135. Um, Error, no access, no access. Let's see. Error, no access. Okay, so there were these. I think it might have been in this mess. No access room. Let's see. Guest card accepted. No access this room. Guest card accepted. Staff card accepted. Guest card accepted. Shit, this is gonna be a needle in the haystack, man. This is one of those things I'm probably gonna have to go back and look for. But at some point, there was a smart card error in this mess, and that was kind of an issue. Staff card accepted. Let's see, guest card accepted. Like, I don't even know if it's gonna have anything over here. Cancel is full. Old card erased. Card's been canceled. Okay. Guest card overridden. Let's see. Let's see, because I never really thought about this before. One or more events have been lost. Staff card, yeah. Staff cards. So I wonder if it's actually on 134. And I know this is like completely exciting, but let's see. Guest card error. Guest card error. Smart card reading. There we go. Right here. All right. So there's only one instance of this in the entire report. And this is why I talk about this. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Damn it, I had it. There it is. Error smart card reading. Okay. I believe this is 134, 10-1, 9:29 at night. So smart card is different from a regular. So this was a Hunter issue, and that's the reason I bring it up, because we went back and forth on this a lot. This was a very like crazy series of videos that went back and forth. So a smart card is different from a regular guest card. Guest card has a strip on the back, magnetic strip or whatever, that interacts with the doors. At that time, to my understanding, the doors at some of the higher, the nicer hotels, including Mandalay Bay, according to people I've talked to, so this isn't firsthand information, but they had the capability of using your cell phone to as a key fob basically for the door, which does kind of make sense with this, right? Because we're talking about a smart card, right? Smart card basically, I mean, I'm sure everybody probably knows this at this point. At this point, that the smart card, all it is, it's basically a credit card these days with a chip in it, except you have that stuff for like office buildings, stuff like that for security, and but it's different than a guest card. It would be completely different for a guest card. Now, we have a guest card accepted here, which is obviously Paddock. The guest card that was accepted for this one is Jay Wheeler, so that's one of the original cards that he got, I believe. Because I believe the unless I'm mistaken, but I believe the original cards he got for 135 was from Jay Wheeler. The original cards he got for 134 were from Jay Wheeler as well. Um, so what's the smart card bullshit? You know, and basically the way the argument played out on all this bullshit is what is this? Was this his phone somehow erroring out, glitching out, interacting with the reader on this thing, and erroring out the smart card? Um, was there something of that nature? Did this moron accidentally try and swipe his credit card up against the door, and it tried to read it as a smart card for this door and had no clue what it is, which caused an error? Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Um, the thing is, you know, if we zoom out a little bit on this, and well, we can just do it right here. Who cares? I have to zoom out. Doors open from the inside, right? So deadbolt released. Doors open from the inside. I don't want to look at 135, so I'm just going to focus on this here. Doors open from the inside. The guy came out of the door and swiped a couple cards to see what the hell was going on. How did he get an error smart card reading as he was doing this? What was he swiping against this thing to get that error problem? I don't know, and could never really come to any consensus on that. What I'm wondering here is are the keys that they were using for the skeleton keys, basically for all the floors, for all the doors, were those smart cards, or are those just regular guest cards that are programmed to open any door on the premises? And that's something I don't know. I can't answer unless you have somebody that works there. You're probably never going to be able to figure that one out, or work there at the time at least. Since then, I believe the doors have been changed. The door locks have been changed on those things, because when I stayed there, those things look brand new, like completely brand new. And you know, so from and I stayed there in what, 2020 and 2021. So I believe I believe things have changed since 2017. So it'd be hard to actually get a definitive answer on this. But there's only one instance of this smart card reading error, um, which was always interesting. It's a point of contention, uh, but whatever. That's why I was kind of just wondering. That just kind of brought that to my attention. Holy shit! Whew. Damn, gotta quit smoking. Anyways, all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. I got things to do. So have a good night. Be safe out there, and till next time.